All right, so pretty exciting one for us. We're here at the launch of Yamaha's 2024 YZ250F motocross bike. If you've been a fan of these bikes in the past, you'll be really excited with this new bike. As you can see, there's a hell of a lot of updates to this bike, and we've been super excited and waiting for this new bike to come. We're here with Matt Prott, who had the opportunity last year to test out the all new YZ450. Now this has transferred those 450 changes down to the smaller brother of the bike, being the 250. So top line insight on these new bikes. As you can see, major changes to the bodywork. So between the shrouds, where a lot of people in the past have been a bit of a complaint about them being thick between the knees, they're about 50 mils narrower between the knees and feel as slim, if not slimmer, than most bikes out there now. Combined with some chassis updates that house all that, airbox updates, and everything from lower foot pegs, which are down 5 and back 5 mil, just open the cockpit up. So we're about that 6 foot range, and the older bikes felt a little bit on the cramped side. So these instantly jumping on, even not riding a hell of a lot of Japanese bikes myself, I jumped on straight away and felt instantly comfortable. So like I said, we got Matt here, who's up-ender rider, not afraid to throw it sideways and give it a red hot crack, and myself as a clubman perspective. So what do you think, Matt? What stood out to you first off?
First off, just super comfortable. Like, I feel like a bit of a broken record, but yeah, man, the Yamahas, you always jump on and feel right at home straight away. Like, nothing ever jumps out, even with all the new changes and all this. Like, you jump on and you feel safe as houses, knowing that you got something decent underneath you. Yeah, jumped on track this morning, a couple laps to actually work out the track, and then it was game on from there.
You're straight into it. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but I honestly don't think I've seen you more comfortable on any other bike. Like, you looked really good, really comfortable. Like, being a bigger set guy too, like, you just seemed to suit the build of the bike. He didn't look cramped at all. He just looked straight up and down comfortable. So it translated in the way you rode it, and I'm sure you liked it. Yeah,
for sure. Like I was saying to you before, it's been a fair while since I've been on a 250. Like, you know, 2014 was the last time I had my own 250F. You know, riding different mates' bikes here and there, but sort of just stuck to the 450. So I was super keen to come and jump on and, you know, see what the modern 250Fs are all about. And yeah, I had a blast. It was awesome. Like,
really cool.
Super comfortable. And we'll see.
Yeah, they've come a long way with this 250. So a few years ago, they did all new major updates, a lot of work to the engine. So if you're familiar with the 250 engine from Yamaha, it's super duper strong. So really good off the bottom grunt. So this year they've kind of left that alone and attacked more mid to top end and give it a hell of a lot more over rev. So yeah, if you're familiar with other Yamahas and the engine, you'll be really happy with this. How'd the engine feel to you?
Yeah, engine for me, awesome. Like, super snappy off the bottom for a 250. Middle was awesome, super meaty, very usable, linear power in the middle. And then obviously the changes that they've made, the chain, all that sort of stuff. Like, the thing revs to the moon, like we know Yemis do.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
And there was a little bit of time there for the odd Yamaha here and there. It's kind of who you talk to, but they were having cam chain problems and they were kind of having a few issues there. So it's cool to see Yamaha kind of bring back that reliability they're known for in these little rockets of an engine that rev like a hell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Speaking about the engine on track, like, how did you find it? There was a few turns out here. It's not super ripped or super deep. It was kind of had a good mix. It had some deeper, fluffier stuff and then some real hard pack stuff. How did you find the 250 motor kind of working within both conditions?
Yeah, so working within like what we had today with the track, you know, like we said, bit of everything.
Yeah.
Hard pack, you know, so it was pretty skatey. And then like some soft berms and stuff, we were ripping those. And with the standard map, we we started on the standard map, didn't touch anything. Super comfortable. Not like pull your arms out power that you see.
No.
Like some 250s sort of come with. They just want to rip your head off straight away.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't that almost how the Yamahas kind of have been in the past.
Yeah.
That kind of like lurch you off the bottom. Like
Yeah.
it was still really easy to ride it.
So power was awesome.
Yeah.
Super linear in the middle and then rev to the moon.
Yeah.
I could ride that stock map all day and be stoked that that was what we had in the bike. Like it wouldn't need to change it. It does everything well.
Yeah.
You know, we did probably 20 minutes each on the bike on the standard map.
Yep.
Came in, talked to the Yamaha boys, jumped on the phone, power tuner app.
Yeah, super easy to use.
Yeah, super easy. Hooked it up, passcode's right there.
Yep.
Ready to go. So chuck the more aggressive map in and come straight out, and I noticed a difference straight away. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
With the pre-made maps that Yamaha have there ready to go.
Yeah, the power tuner app's come a long way, hey? Like, it was a little bit daunting before having to do your own numbers and input it all. Like,
Yep.
your average guy, you kind of get a bit bamboozled by it. So
Yep.
to come with 3 preloaded maps and now to have the ability to just go, I want it less aggressive, more aggressive, I want more or less traction control, just really not dumbs it down, but just makes it a lot more easy to use for the everyday person.
Yeah, it definitely simplifies it. Like, I'm not the most tech savvy kind of guy, but
Yeah.
you know, between that standard map and then the second map that we put in, the more aggressive one, it was everything you need and more in this 250. Like, the thing's just a weapon.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be doing pretty well to have to need anything else out of it or need to modify anything other than what they've given you.
Yeah, that's right. Like, the standard exhaust system works really well. They Yamaha do a lot of work on getting that working really well and really a lot of performance out of the bike. Like, you dare say you struggle a little bit to get more performance out of that bike with an aftermarket exhaust than you do the standard one. They just do a really good job with that.
Yeah.
So with the updates to the power tuner app, it is really cool that they've brought that in and made it easy, and it is really a ready to go package straight out of the box.
For sure. Like I said, yeah, we came out this morning, 2 laps, and
Yeah.
then it was on.
Yeah, really comfortable. Cool. How'd the new Bodywork feel to you? It wasn't your first time riding it, so you had a little bit of experience on the 450, but
Yeah,
that was a year ago, so you've been bouncing around different bikes, so how'd it feel coming back to it?
Yeah, so last year I was fortunate enough to go down to Melbourne and ride the all new 450. Bodywork was super slim, super narrow compared to obviously, you know, previous year models of the YZs. The new seat, I struggled last year with the seat shape,
Yeah.
seat foam shape. They've rolled the edges.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as square as a traditional
Yeah,
seat.
like, you know, traditional seat, you roll to the outside of the ridge of the seat,
You
to the
find
edge.
the edge
Yeah.
with your ass, and
Put your butt crack there on the
Yeah.
edge and, you know, weight the outside pegging into it. So, you know, it did take a while last year to get used to it, but today, you know, now that it's been a few times that I've ridden it, you don't even notice, and you're cornering like a champ.
yeah, that's right. Like, I've been listening to other people's opinion of the 450 seat for the last 12 months. So I was coming in going, oh God, do I need to pack some like padded shorts or something? I'm going to come out the day with a sore ass. But honestly, I felt comfortable on it straight away, and didn't even, for my level, I didn't really notice the difference, and it didn't feel harsh, and Master's still perfectly fine.
It's good to hear.
All right, so that's a little bit about the upgrades of the bike and how the motor works, but with a motocross bike, a big part of it's how it jumps. So Matt, you're quite the jumper yourself. How'd you feel throwing this thing around in the air?
Yeah, it was awesome, to be honest. Like I said, felt comfortable straight away. You know, with the presentation we had last night, Yamaha's, you know, they've come out and said they want a lighter, slimmer, faster bike, and that's exactly what they've done. It's incredible, really, like, to go out and feel as comfortable as we both did, especially on the 250F.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty insane, like, some of the weight that they've shed off this bike.
Yep.
You really notice a difference, especially flying through the air and scrubbing and soaking and all that sort of stuff. So it, yeah, it's, you know, when you're riding a 450 and you got that power to help move the weight and help it make it feel a bit lighter, it makes a lot of sense. And then now that they're sort of shaving the weight out of these 250s, it's yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He was saying how light and flickable it was in the air too. Like, yeah, being able to throw whips or just move in the air if you got a bit cross jumped in the wind or anything like that. Like it just seemed very easy for you to be able to manipulate the bike more than others I've seen you ride.
Yeah, exactly. You can put it right where you want it, and you know, ideally when you're racing and stuff like that is really what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real comfortable in the air. Eh?
Yep.
So big thing with Yamaha with this new bike is they're trying to get a little bit more front end bite and a little bit more feedback to the rider and have the front end stick a little bit more in the turns. So by doing so, they run the fork height a little bit higher through the clamps than they did previously. So initially how'd that feel, Matt, before we kind of played with it?
Yeah, for sure. Turned really great. Turned tight well.
Yeah, it turned on a dime.
Yeah, turned really well. You know, it did feel a little bit sort of squirmish under load, sort of in the second part of the corner, if you'd say. And then obviously, yeah, came in and had a bit of a play, and the boys dropped the forks through and went back out there, and yeah, it did definitely make a bit of a difference just to help stabilise, you know, under load and under speed. Yeah,
you're saying, especially at lean angle, like there was a few really nice ruts that we could hook into a gear, or a few of those berms where you were coming in and barely letting off. You said once we dropped those forks through, you just had a little bit, well, not that you didn't have confidence in the front, but you had an exceptional amount of confidence once we did that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, on some of those berms, you just hoy it in there, and this bike could just go there. There was not one time I was second guessing whether the front end was going to hook up or not.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, just out of the box. It was
yeah, they've got that front to rear balance, especially. So talking about bike noise. So in the past, a few people have complained about induction noise, and Yamaha having the air filter up front, having a hell of a lot of sucking induction noise. For us, we didn't really notice that. So it's a different, higher volume air filter up front. It's more of a 3D dome shape, more like a conventional filter, which should help, we'll find out in the long term, but should help in conditions like this where it's dry and dusty. You should get a little bit more longevity out of your filter, and a little bit easier to change too, instead of the flat standard filter we've seen on the previous models. So you weren't kind of too concerned about that induction noise, but you said the standard muffler on the bike felt a little bit loud to you. Yeah, for sure. Comparing to obviously the updates that the 450 had last year, you know, with the same airbox and all that sort of stuff. On the 450, you definitely noticed like the whiz or the induction suck between your legs, especially when off throttle. So to jump on this and sort of expect the same thing, and it didn't. It was pretty surprising. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. That yeah, it was pretty quiet. Yeah, you definitely didn't have that noise, but you were saying the muffler was quite loud, especially in the high RPMs. Yeah, although Yamaha do come with probably one of the better standard mufflers, the thing up top when you're on the gas, it's pretty loud, to be honest. You know, it was, it'd be a pretty long day if you were riding wide open all day. It got better, obviously, as we got used to it and whatnot, riding it all day. But but if someone's kind of going out and racing these things, especially like your longer style races, might be something you might consider running earplugs or chuck a baffle in. Yeah, exactly. Aftermarket pipe. Yeah, it was definitely louder. And any other kind of negatives for you? Like, that's a hell of a lot of positives with pumping this bike up like hell. Yeah, the old Dunlops are pretty pumped up, but had a blast. As far as 250s go, it was awesome. Might have to go and try some other ones, and just, I don't know, it's been a while since, like I said, it's been a while since I've ridden the 250, and after riding one today, it's like, you know, it sort of motivated me to want to go out and just explore and see what other updates all the other bikes have had, because I think the 250F capacity is pretty underrated, especially in the clubman range, and you know, it's sort of seen as, you know, like the development bike or the junior lights bike. Like, it's sort of gone are the days of, you know, top pros having a 450 and a 250 to race at club events and open events. Like, everyone's just sort of gone to the 450. As Aussies, I think we're just too horsepower addicted and just think bigger is better. Bigger, harder, especially faster. Like me being a clubman, I 10 times better on a 250F than it would be a 450, and I think if a lot of people are honest with themselves out there, they'd be in the same boat. So
yeah, for sure.
I don't think you need to go straight to that 450 and go 450 or nothing. Like,
yeah.
if you got the opportunity to ride a 250F, it might blow your mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, definitely try it, because
Yeah.
it's blown my mind, and I'm sure it'll blow everyone else's. So.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to have this bike as a bit more long term and see how it kind of develops and stuff like that. But even like looking further into the future, like both being into off-road too, it's pretty exciting times when this platform transitions over to the WR range. So
yeah, exactly. It's going to be. I said it last year with the 450. Like we need to get these things in the trees, because the stability at high speeds and the ruts and the corners. Like,
yeah, just how nimble and flickable they are now. Like on a track, like can't imagine how good that's going to be in the trees.
Like we said, put it where you want it. So you know, between two trees is where you want
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it's a super comfortable bike, and yeah, we're stoked. Thanks for watching our video, and keep an eye out for more content on a 2024 YZ250F from Yamaha.